Hello. My $34 investment has come to fruition. They actually redacted this social security number. I do have his social security number, but they redacted it here. What is this? An internal investigation report form. Now, this is 78 pages, and it all covers basically the same issue. But we are going to look at a few select pages. So this is from back when our Officer Jones was with Midway Police Department. The allegation was that he intentionally provided false information to his supervisor. He lied to the Employee Grievance Committee. He tampering and or misleading a key witness to the incident in question, and failure to follow proper procedure. And it was sustained. The violation of agency policy was sustained, and the violation of these rules. Now, they did not file criminal charges against him. You can draw whatever conclusion from that you will, but they did suspend him 5 days without pay. Now, I'm not going to get too far into it, but there is is this out of order? He did unlawfully knowingly make false reports to the members of the Midway Police Department and Gadsden County Sheriff's Department related to a traffic stop. He then unlawfully and knowingly compounded the false report by coercing Danny Holton into signing a notarized statement he knew to be false and untrue. I don't understand exactly what was happening. Jones did a traffic stop on a known, on somebody who had a warrant. There was a woman in the car with the guy who had the warrant. Jones got the guy out. He was apparently about to arrest the guy, put him into handcuffs, and the guy took off. Jones gave chase. The guy got away. Jones's version is that he looked back and he saw that the female had gotten into the driver's seat, backed up, hit his patrol car, and then took off. Now, this Danny Holton, the guy who, this guy right here, who he coerced into signing a false statement, he doesn't read very well. He's not good with reading and writing. He was a ride-along. He was just a civilian ride-along. Jones claims that Holton radioed Jones and said she just hit the car. Jones said it moved the patrol car about a foot. And so Jones got the sheriff involved, and he ended up flagging her down on the highway and arresting her. She had her 2 kids in the car. They had inspected Jones's car. They said there was no damage. It doesn't appear that it had been hit at all. 0. Danny Holton said that he didn't see her hit the car, and he was standing right there outside of the patrol car. She said she didn't hit the patrol car. There was no damage. There was no damage to her vehicle. There was no damage to the patrol car. Everybody said, don't arrest her. Damon Jones went ahead and arrested her. They got the chief of the Midway Police out of bed. They drug him down there. He took the kids home. He got the towing company to, instead of taking the car to the impound yard, to take it to her place, and he made Jones release the woman. Now, why Jones wanted to arrest her, I don't know. It would be pure speculation. Nothing goes into why Jones was so desperate to arrest this woman, but he really wanted to arrest her. And, why? Again, speculation. And I really want to speculate, but I'm not going to. So, because of this, he got a 5-day suspension. But what he did is the next day he went and got this Danny Holton guy. He had his lawyer prepare some paperwork for Holton to sign. And Jones told Holton that it was basically to cover for Holton. Don't worry about reading it. you don't read so well. Just don't worry about it. All this paperwork is saying is that you don't have a firearm on you, and all you had is just a couple radios and a flashlight, and that'll keep you from getting a felony. Jones was threatening this poor guy who couldn't read well, who apparently liked the police enough to want to do ride-alongs. He was threatening the guy with a 2-year felony if Danny Holton had a firearm with him during this stop. So Danny Holton couldn't read very well, and when he got to the notary, the notary asked Danny Holton if he'd read it. He said no, and she said, well, you need to read it. And Damon said, no, you don't need to read it. I already read it to you in the car. And to hide his embarrassment that he couldn't read, he just pretended to read it and signed it. But he gave several statements under oath that that's not the way it went down. There is nothing backing Jones's statements that it is anything other than a setup. Jones is, or was, he's no longer an active police officer anywhere that I'm aware of, but Jones was the quintessential corrupt police officer. And instead of giving tickets or just letting minor things go, Jones made arrests, questionable arrests, and Midway was about done with them. In accordance with Section 19 of the City of Midway Career Service System Rules and Regulations, this is to advise you that the city is considering dismissing you from your position as a police officer. This dismissal is being considered for behavior and actions in the performance of your job which constitute offenses as denoted in Section 19 of the city's Career Service System Rules and Regulations requiring disciplinary action. The applicable offenses are listed below. The anticipated dismissal date is effective at the close of business January 14th, 1994. Now, he was not fired. He quit. He voluntarily resigned in lieu. So what they're accusing him of is negligence or omission in complying with the requirements as set forth in the departmental rules and standards of conduct, making or publishing false, vicious, or malicious statements concerning any employee, supervisor, or the city or its operations. Because, surprisingly enough, Damon Jones threatened lawsuits, and he talked bad about the police chief. So I'm not very surprised at all, actually. Wanton or willful neglect in the performance of assigned duties. Immoral, unlawful, or improper conduct or indecency, either on or off the job, which would tend to affect the employee's relationship to the job, fellow workers, reputation, or goodwill in the community. Incompetence or inefficiency in the performance of assigned duties in an employee's position. The following facts have been brought to my attention and constitute the primary but not sole basis for the city's intention to dismiss you as related to the offenses listed above. While serving as a reserve officer in early 1993, you were instructed and cautioned regarding your conduct during traffic stops that you made while on patrol. Remember Damon Jones saying that he didn't do traffic stops? As a result of your actions, you were verbally instructed by the chief that you were not to perform patrol duty except when being accompanied by him or Sergeant Robert Odom. Since the term of your employment with the city as a reserve officer and as a paid employee, you have had to be repeatedly instructed and cautioned regarding your repeated failures to prepare timely required follow-up witness and or victim statements to probable cause and arrest affidavits. Such statements are required to be completed within 10 days after the affidavit is filed or the arrest is made. On November 5th, 1993, you were issued a written letter of warning regarding 2 questionable arrests that you made. You were advised in that letter that some other option should have been used, such as a verbal warning. On the night of December 18th, 1993, you were verbally placed on administrative leave with pay until further notice due to a questionable arrest that was made and other actions surrounding the incident. On December 27th, 1993, you were issued a written notice of disciplinary action formalizing the action that was taken on the night of December 18th, 1993. So there was 2 questionable arrests prior to the incident where he arrested the woman. Investigation of the December 18th, 1993 incident revealed that you were repeatedly advised by other officers at the scene that the arrest was unwarranted and or questionable at best. It also appears from the investigation that you may have knowingly called in a false report to your shift supervisor and to the Florida Highway Patrol in order to effectuate the arrest. Based on actions that you took following the incident, it also appears that you may have attempted to intimidate and or coerce others that were involved in and or witness to the incident. The above actions constitute serious offenses and are the grounds for dismissal under the city's career service system rules and regulations. From the date of this notice until a final decision is made regarding the proposed action, you will remain on administrative leave without pay. The city is sincerely interested in reducing the risk of error in taking this action and avoiding wrongfully damaging your reputation by untrue or erroneous charges. Therefore, if you request a meeting within 3 working days of your receipt of this letter, a meeting to discuss the matter will be scheduled within 5 working days of the receipt of your request. You may request a meeting, blah, blah, blah. The purpose of the meeting is to allow you an opportunity to show why you should not be dismissed from employment with the Midway Police Department for the reasons cited in this letter. Additionally, this will allow the city an opportunity to reevaluate its position after reviewing the information which you choose to prevent and to affirm or alter the intended actions as may be warranted. The meeting will be informal and will not be in the nature of an evidentiary hearing. You will be given an opportunity at the meeting to review and discuss the evidence against you and to submit relevant information either orally or in writing or both, etc., etc., etc. So there you have it. There is your awesome and amazing Chief Damon Jones. All of this is one incident. The police took it seriously. The police took it very, very seriously. They were not happy. They were not happy about Mr. Damon Jones's making arrests that were dubious in nature. Anyway, thank you for watching. This will be available on the Discord server. Have a nice day.